Welcome to this quick video on how to connect your Blueberry account with your ESP. And in this case, we'll take Klaviyo as an example because it's one of the most used ESPs out there, but this sort of works the same for every other email provider that you are using for your email marketing. And the goal here is to make sure your user, your quiz taker, leaves their email address so you can follow them up with email marketing. That's the general goal. And what we normally see with our user that they use it in two ways. One is to send over the recommendations by email, so to give someone the possibility to review the recommendations that they got, or to offer a discount within the quiz funnel. So would you like a 10% discount? Yes or no. And in what use cases do you want to implement this? Well, the first is if your brand is focused on getting a high lifetime value, because then you need to know very specifically what someone wants, because you can follow them up with personalized emails according to which answers they gave, which products were recommended. So that's definitely a very good reason to do so. Another one, what we often see is that most e-commerce businesses have this get 10% discount for signing up for a newsletter, for example. It's just giving margin away, giving 10% of your margin away just for the sake of getting an email, but you have no clue what that individual is looking for. And that's a shame. So they are switching that approach with, hey, would you like to take our quiz to get a 10% discount? So they do have that information about that individual, what he or she is really looking for. And lastly, if you have very high average order values, for example, you sell camping tents of like 5 to 1,500 euros, and someone really has to think about it and review their decision, you want to give them the option to view their products later. That value is really high and needs some additional thought within the buying process. And one additional benefit is that you can segment your email marketing fully based on what someone needs, instead of just your general demographics that don't tell you anything about what someone wants or needs. So that's a very good addition to your email marketing. Okay, so from Blueberry's side, it's actually pretty easy. When you have a question, you of course give it a title. Let's take this as an example. Would you like a 10% discount? And for your answer or the question type, actually, you choose email input. And you have, of course, some options. You can make it required or not required. And if it's required, someone cannot click on the next button before he or she has left their email. If you don't make it required, people still have the possibility, but if they click on next, they will just be taken, in this case, to the result page immediately. And in this specific example, we will use make.com to provide the integration between Klaviyo and Blueberry. So if you are unfamiliar with Make, it's pretty easy. You can just create an account from within your Blueberry account under integrations. It just works the same as Zapier, and it's a bit more flexible. We like to prefer it over Zapier, but you can use Zapier as well. When you are in Make, this is inside of my own Make account, and you can just look for some of our integrations. So if I just search for Blueberry, you can see pop-ups here. We have templates ready available for you and your favorite ESP. In this case, we will use the Blueberry Klaviyo integration, and we want to create a profile with all the viewed products and all the question answers. So I'm just going to take this one, and you can just start guided setup or create scenario from the template, and you'll be guided during your setup. If you need any help with this specific part, just contact us. We are happy to help. I already have a live example in this case, so I will go to scenarios, and a scenario is just a connection. It's an automation flow, just like the zaps as they call it in Zapier. So go to scenarios, and mine is over here, and this one is already running. And this is what it looks like. I'm not going to dive too much into it. It's just for you to connect your accounts everywhere, and that's the whole setup. And then you have your integration running. So it's not rocket science. And once you have this up and running, you can test it out with a live advisor. In this case, let's use Jelmer at Klaviyo, Jelmer plus Klaviyo at blueberry.nl, and I'm choosing all the answers. Looking for my perfect cup, and these are my results. So now when I go into my Klaviyo account, I indeed see the new profile that is being added. Over here is the newest profile, Jelmer plus Klaviyo. And over here you also see the products that I've viewed that were on the result page. You see all the different answers that I gave to all the different questions listed over here. So that's very cool. And of course, now that you have this data, you need to segment this data within Klaviyo, so you can build audiences out of it, and segmentations and lists, and you can build campaigns and flows. You have all these different options to use that blueberry data, use that quiz funnel data within your Klaviyo account to actually start doing personalized email marketing and segmentation. If you are not the one doing this, this is probably your email marketer or your email marketing agency. They will be very happy with this data and will exactly know how to use it in a high converting way. One additional thing which is important to note, just to give an example here, you see the blueberry leak proof question, and you see the leak proof not necessary answer. That's the answer that I'm given, and that's the actual answer label, the internal name that you are using within Blueberry. So that's very important to keep them clean, and I can show you how that works. So if I go into the quiz funnel and I go into this one, for example, so the question, the internal question name that you will see within Klaviyo, within your integrations, that's this one. So that's the indeed example discount. And another example of the answer labels are these. So in this case, it's thermo, it's not necessary. In this case, it's thermo, it is necessary, but you can change this however you want. However, you don't want your internal names to be too long. You just want them to be nice and clean for internal use and integration uses only. So that's it. Good luck. And if you need any help, you know where to find us.